Hi everyone, my name is Nattali and today I will be summarising the research article titled The Neurocorrelates of Dreaming. Sleep is a time for our consciousness to relax, with sometimes no conscious experience occurring at all. These conscious experiences are referred to as dreams, which are a flow of intense sensations that take place even while being motionless, unreactive, and mostly detached from one's surroundings. In the past, dreaming has been thought to only be an aspect of rapid eye movement, better known as REM sleep, which is when there are more active and high-frequency electroencephalographic, or EEG, activity. However, recent studies have determined that up to 70% of non-REM sleep awakenings have been reported as having dream experiences. Therefore, despite non-REM being a less awake-like state and having low-frequency activity, it is also a time for dreaming to occur. These findings challenge previous thinking on the neural correlates of dreams. Henceforth, the present study aims to use EEG to investigate the neural correlates of dreaming by contrasting the presence and absence of dreaming in non-REM and REM sleep, and then to use these results to predict the occurrence of dreams. As this was an exploratory research, there was no hypothesis. Rather, experiment 1 and 2 had the purpose of determining which brain regions are active during reports of dreams. Experiment 3 aims to assess if the presence or absence of dreaming can be predicted based on activity in the posterior cortical hot zone, which was relevant to results from experiment 1 and 2. Using a within-state model and a high-density EEG, subjects were recorded throughout the night in order to determine which brain regions were active during reported dream times. 3 experiments were conducted within this research model. Experiment 1 contained a larger group of subjects who underwent fewer awakenings, whilst Experiment 2 included a smaller group of trained subjects who underwent many awakenings. In Experiment 1 and 2, participants were woken at random times, irrespective of their sleep stage, to see if they reported dreaming. Experiment 3 then involved testing whether the presence or absence of dreaming could be predicted based upon the results from the first 2 experiments. In Experiment 3, participants spent 3 consecutive nights in the lab. Night 1 was a baseline night, and night 2 and 3 were experimental. On these nights, participants were awoken from non-REM sleep when their neural activity in the posterior cortical hot zone either went below the low frequency threshold or above the high-frequency one. It was predicted that a dream experience would occur when the low-frequency power was less than the bottom 15% threshold, whilst no experience was predicted to occur when low-frequency power was greater than the top 15% threshold, or when high-frequency power was less than the bottom 15% threshold. Thresholds were subjected to the participant. This was then followed by a shorter version of the sleep questionnaire, which was also done in the prior experiments. Results highlight a posterior cortical hot zone. When there was a decrease in low-frequency EEG in this area, regardless of if during non-REM or REM sleep, dreaming was reported upon awakening. Alternatively, a local increase in low-frequency activity led to no dream experiences being reported. Henceforth, it was possible to predict the presence of dreaming just by using EEG to measure this posterior cortical hot zone. In the following images, the activated parts of the brain during a dream experience or no experience are highlighted. The first image is for non-REM sleep, whilst the second is for REM sleep. The last one shows the overlap. As you can see from these images, dream experience led to similar brain activity regardless of sleep stage. They also show how activity is centralized to a bilateral parieto-occipital region, which is why there is this belief of the posterior hot zone for dream activity. This study has implications not only for dreaming, but consciousness in general. Results suggest that by looking at dreams, consciousness can be better understood. This research is of specific importance as it highlighted a direct comparison between a conscious experience, being a dream, and an unconscious experience, no dream, within the same behavioral state of sleeping. This reduces the effects of confounding variables and avoids limitations presented by between-stage studies. Additionally, as there were clear neural differences between a dream experience and no dream, it validates use of subjective reports of dreaming, as they are likely accurate due to now being backed up by brain activity. These results make interesting suggestions for future research in consciousness. Of particular importance would be to examine EEG activation in the posterior cortical hot zone in patients with disorders of consciousness to assess the possibility for awareness despite unresponsiveness. In turn, this can create greater hope and provide clearer treatment paths for patients with such disorders. Thank you.